In today's video, we're going to be updating you guys on these very concerning storms that we're dealing with across the deep south, southeast, and into the mid-Atlantic, as well as some surrounding regions as well, like the Ohio Valley, Midwest, Northeast. We really can't rule them out anywhere east of the Rockies. We did have some very, very intense downpours here in southeastern Virginia due to these storms. It was very intense, and it just goes to show the amount of moisture that this storm system has inside of it. It's allowing for these little cells to just produce so much rainfall in a short amount of time. Let us know in the comments if you dealt with any of these storms throughout the day today, or maybe over the past few days. They've been intense when I've seen them here over the last few days here in Virginia. So let us know in the comments how you've been doing with these storms. So let's just dive into it. We're taking a look at tomorrow. And what we're going to see is more storms. You guessed it. We've been talking about this for, I would say, probably like 2 weeks now. From Texas eastward through a lot of the southeast and mid-Atlantic here, we're dealing with these intense storms that are still going to be ongoing for the day tomorrow. We do see that the upper Midwest is dealing with some showers and thunderstorms as well for a lot of these areas. Definitely something to be thinking about, as this is an area that sees some of their worst weather this time of year. We've talked about that a few times. In the Northeast, for Pennsylvania, New York, as well as New England, we do see that there is some showers and thunderstorms also potentially there as well. Let's go ahead and move on towards Wednesday afternoon on July 24th, and we continue to see storms around for a lot of the east. From Texas eastward once again, all the way up the southeast. We also see that some of the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Great Lakes are dealing with this, and the Northeast, but it's all just kind of interconnected by this point. So a little bit more of a structured looking storm by this point on Wednesday the 24th than it has been for days prior. So more and more chances of rainfall. We have tons of flood warnings up. We had a couple here this week in Virginia, including currently we're under one, I think until 10 p.m. tonight. So we're constantly seeing these because the ground is so saturated from some of the rain that we've already seen. It cannot handle any more. You know, even one of these downpours is just causing flooding because it's not, the ground isn't accepting it. It's just sitting on top at this point. For a lot of areas, that is, at least. Let's move towards Thursday, and really, I know it sounds like I'm just talking about this, and I am, because there's hardly anything else going on. We do have a storm system in Western Canada, but that's really about it, and that's just a passing shower or two, some heavier rainfall for further north areas, but really your heart of your activity is here over the east for the next few days at least. Thursday the 25th, we're still dealing with heavy storms across the south, as well as across the Ohio Valley and Northeast here. By the time we reach Friday here on July 26th, we see that the deeper south is once again dealing with some thunderstorms and showers. For Texas, Oklahoma, eastward all the way to the southeast coast, we are still seeing some of these thunderstorms and showers around. For corner states and surrounding Rocky Mountain region, we are seeing these continued thunderstorms for these areas, as they've seen a couple of these over the past few weeks. Let's look at Saturday here on July 27th, and we do see that there is showers and thunderstorms around for some of the southern plains as well as the southeast. However, this is really the beginning of the end. We are seeing this decrease in intensity by this point, and also decreasing in total area. So that's going to be about 4 days from now. We still have multiple days to go, so it's still a very dangerous situation, but we are on kind of the final half of this storm for sure. We do see that over the Rockies, there's still a passing shower or thunderstorm, and that does extend up into the northern plains and upper Midwest. By the time we reach Sunday here on July 28th, we see that there is still a passing shower or thunderstorm for these deeper south areas. But by this point, we're really just seeing typical stuff. This is very typical for this area, and it has died down significantly from what it once was. So I don't want to make this into something it's not. That's definitely looking a little bit more typical by that point. Northern plains and upper Midwest, we are seeing some thunderstorms and showers around for these areas. Let's go ahead and keep going towards Monday on the 29th. And what we see is, again, some showers and thunderstorms here across some of your upper Midwest and Great Lakes areas. The deeper south, we are seeing some more pop up for some of these areas, like Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana. So we are seeing more and more thunderstorms kind of prevailing in this area. But definitely it's pretty far from what we were seeing beforehand, however. So let's keep going. I want to take us towards Tuesday here on the 30th, and what we see is thunderstorms and showers kind of picking back up here for some of the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, deep south, even Canada here, as well as some of the Northwest, Pacific Northwest. We are seeing quite a bit of showers and potentially some thunderstorms in there for some of these areas. Definitely a little bit more of an active pattern out there as well. We are seeing near the mid-Atlantic and northeast coast some showers and thunderstorms passing by. But again, this is pretty spotty and pretty died down in intensity from what it once was. This is more typical stuff. Wednesday, same thing. I mean, it's just a stormy day in the east overall, but nothing too crazy. And it's not, it's not multiple days of storms here that we're talking about. So it's a totally different situation. Along that Rocky Mountain range, we do see some showers and thunderstorms once more, though, for Wednesday on July 31st, the final day of July, believe it or not. As we reach August 1st, which we now see on the models here, we do see that for South Central Canada through the Midwest, Ohio Valley, Deep South, and some of the East Coast, we are seeing more pockets of thunderstorms and showers prevailing for the very first day of August. Let's take a look here at the total precipitation. And what we see is a little bit more of an uptick out west. We are seeing a bit more here. That is obviously coming on this 5-day graphic more in the final 5 days than the first 5 days. But definitely some more precipitation is expected there. Upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, Northeast, and Mid-Atlantic are upticking as well. We are seeing an increase in some of these areas over the next 10 days. And then for the Deep South into the Southeast, we still expect a whole lot. And don't get me wrong, it is above average still over the next 10 days. All of that, almost all of that at least, coming over the next 3 to 4 days. And then we will see this drop off considerably unless there is some major storms on the back end of these models for the beginning of August, which is still unknown at this point. Speaking of the averages, let's just go over it. I mean, we do have above average precipitation still expected for a lot of these areas over the next 15 days for Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, the Delmarva, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, also some of northern Florida there. This corridor looks to still get hammered over the next few days, dying a little bit down in intensity after that point, but maybe this model, because this one is a 15-day model, is picking up on some things for that first week of August. We'll have to keep you guys up to date with that, though. We do see drier conditions for some of the plains here. A lot closer to average out west, and some above average amounts like we were mentioning for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes, as well as some of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast here. So pretty interesting stuff. For your tropics, I mean, we continue, just like in yesterday's video, to see a couple of these that look like things could get interesting as they want to try to make their way into the Gulf. We're going to be watching our main development region, which is right here between Africa and the Caribbean. Almost all of your tropical waves come here from Africa, move over the Atlantic, and then towards kind of North America here. So let's watch them very closely. We can see multiple waves coming off of Africa, and things start to get really interesting there right by the end of July, early August. I do see a tropical wave that makes it into the Southern Caribbean right there for Thursday, August 1st. Could be something to watch. We have more behind it as well. So let's watch these and see what happens. We do get one more of those for August 6th, making its way into the Southern Caribbean there. So definitely a couple of waves to watch. I mean, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 areas to watch here, kind of along that path, like I said, through the Southern Caribbean to the Gulf. So not saying, all of these would develop or even any of these would develop, but they're all something to watch as we see this model kind of continue to show more and more of these threats. Definitely something to pay attention to in the long range. Let's take a look at the temperature pattern. Obviously, if you've been outside, it is rainy, but also cooler than normal for a lot of spots. But as we can see, as we move forward, once we reach towards the end of this week, so Sunday the 28th, Monday the 29th, Tuesday the 30th, we do see warmer temperatures, especially in the north, returning to the east here. A little bit of that cold hanging on for the south. Let's see what happens, though, as we continue on. And things get even warmer here for the south, maybe a little closer to normal, but still normal is very hot for Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and Florida. So that is going to be a return of the heat overall compared to what we're seeing right now by time we're reaching early August. So certainly something to watch for here. Let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook here for that severe weather threat. through the next few days, and there is a little bit of some minor threats here. We do see a very large general thunderstorm risk area there in the lighter greens, and that's where we expect general thunderstorms, but anything is possible, so heed every watch, warning, and advisory. We do have 3 level 1 marginal risk areas where we do expect some isolated severe weather to occur, and definitely, need to watch that. We had some very intense thunderstorms and downpours here in southeastern Virginia, like I mentioned, in a marginal risk, and you can even see major weather inside of general thunderstorm risk areas, or even in the white there where no thunderstorms are expected. Anything is still possible, so please pay attention always. Again, that's for today on Monday, July 22nd. Let's take a look here at Tuesday, July 23rd, and as of now, we only have a general thunderstorm risk here in the lighter greens where, again, anything is possible, so still heed every watch, warning, and advisory. I will say, though, a lot of times we do see some marginal risks at least pop up in these, so be on the lookout for that tomorrow. If you are curious, you can always look at the Storm Prediction Center website and definitely keep up to date with that. For day 3 on Wednesday the 24th, it's a lot of the same, a very large general thunderstorm risk area, definitely something we will be watching. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe as we do upload every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.